Hello friends, I'm Tim WIldsmith, and in this video we're going to be taking a closer look at the award-winning NIV Study Bible, Fully Revised Edition. Okay, so every year the Evangelical Christian Publishers Association, that's a tongue twister, it's the ECPA for short, they give out a series of awards called the Christian Book Awards, and they recently announced their winners for 2021, and the winner for Bible of the Year was the NIV Study Bible Fully Revised Edition. The NIV Study Bible has been around since the mid-'80s. I actually have the 10th anniversary edition. I got it in 1995 when I was a kid, and I used that throughout my teenage years into my early 20s. And the NIV Study Bible is just a fantastic Bible in general. It's been updated many times over the years, but last year they released this, which is the Fully Revised Edition, where they went through the entire thing and overhauled everything about the Bible, and it was named the Bible of the Year by the ECPA, which is really exciting. I did not review this Bible when it came out last year. I don't know why. It seems like I should have, but I didn't. And so I'm going to go through it now and show you what it's all about. It's a great Bible, and I say all the time that I think everybody should have a great study Bible in their Bible library because it's so helpful to have all of this extra information and study tools as we're going through it that we can refer to. Maybe if it's not the small Bible that you carry with you or the one you read every day, but having a great study Bible can be very helpful. And my whole goal with Bible Review Blog is to help people find a Bible that's right for them. So definitely there's some study Bibles out there that you should check out, and this is one of them. So in this video, we're going to run through this one. We're going to see all the different features. I'm going to show you all the different specs. That way you can decide if this one is right for you. Let's do it. This is the NIV Study Bible Fully Revised Edition. Okay, so the copy of the NIV Study Bible Fully Revised Edition that I'm reviewing is this hardcover edition. It looks really sharp. Now, what you should know is that they make this in a bunch of different bindings, a bunch of different options. I will put links in the description to where you can find that. They also make, this is the standard edition, they also make a large print edition, and they make a personal size edition. So I'll tell you about the differences there in between. But the hardcover edition looks really nice. It's got a nice little slipcase on it, but the outside cover looks really good. Pretty simple. As far as size goes, the text block of the NIV Study Bible is 6 1/4 inches wide, 9 1/4 inches tall, and with the cover it's about 2 1/4 inches thick. So 6 1/4 by 9 1/4 by 2 1/4. Now real quick, I'm going to bring in my 1995 NIV Study Bible. This was the 10th anniversary edition. You see kind of traditional 2-column text, center column cross references, notes at the bottom. You'll notice that this one is completely black and white, even with maps and things like that. And there's not, the articles and things, everything is black and white. Obviously that's it, foreshadowing the fact that this new one is going to be not black and white, but really great Bible. I had this one. This was the genuine leather edition from 1995. Kind of a dark burgundy. This was a great Bible for me. Now let's open this up and go to the inside. So you get a presentation page. It does have a sewn binding, so it's going to lay flat. It's going to hold up over time, and you see right away that it's got a full color everywhere you go. Here's the copyright page. So NIV Study Bible. This is the Fully Revised Edition. I'll explain that in a minute. All that stuff. So then you have a quick start guide. I would encourage you to check this out. There's a fuller introduction to this Bible here, but it kind of gives you an idea about what the NIV study is about, why using a study Bible, and then all of the different features that are included in this Bible and kind of how the page layout works. And I'm going to run you through that. A couple of attributes up front, then you get the table of contents. Now what I like about the table of contents is that it's right here up here at the front. You get a table of contents. This is the books of the Bible, and then you see these color codes. You're going to notice that these colors appear throughout the Bible. So whenever you're in one of these sections, that's going to be an accent color on the page. Then you get an index to a table of contents for all of the articles in this Bible. So there are over 125 articles that, unlike like the ESV Study Bible puts a lot of them at the end of the Bible, these are in the Bible as you go through everything, and they do them by book. I like that. So if you remember, okay, there was this article in Exodus about manna. You know, I can go to Exodus and then I can find manna. That's a good way to do that, so you can kind of keep your place. Same thing with maps. They have a table of contents for all the different maps by book. Table of contents for the charts by book. Really, really great. Then you get kind of a more traditional preface to the NIV translation, the philosophy, the footnotes, the formatting, all of that stuff. And then this is your full-on introduction to the NIV Study Bible. So they walk you through all of the different features. So for example, they have these little keys here that are going to be in the study notes where you know that the trowel is references that are talking about archaeology. The little seedling calls attention to things that are of personal application. Let me pull this up so you can see this. And then down there, the little character symbol with the two faces is about different characters in the Bible. So it tells you about the little different symbols of the study notes. It walks you through how to use the introductions on each book of the Bible, the textual notes, the cross-references and the parallel passage, the concordance. They give you information about the cross-reference system. I find that a lot of people don't really understand how to use cross-references, so that's very helpful. Maps, charts, articles, all of this stuff at the beginning of the Bible. And again, that would take you 5 minutes to read all that. So get this Bible, read that at the beginning. You get the acknowledgments, the contributors, and then you have just right here leading into the Old Testament, some information about ancient texts. You get a chronology of the Bible, Old Testament. There you go. And then to the Old Testament itself. So you get an intro here is an intro to this first section, which are the 5 books of Moses. And then you get a specific introduction to the book of Genesis. So every book has an introduction like this where you get information about its title, its author, the date, the themes, and the messages found in this book of the Bible. There's an article right up here about the cultural setting in the first few verses of Genesis, the literary features of the book of Genesis, and then you get an outline. You're going to get this for every book of the Bible, like an in-depth introduction and outline, including some of these articles. Now we're into the pages of the Bible, so you can see this. I'm just going to open up here so we can get a little bit flatter. It will lay flat early in here, and because of the sewn binding, you can do that. So there's a big hump because of how thick it is, but you can push it over like this, you can push it over like that. But just kind of, you see some of that color indexing over here, so the different sections that you're in. So I just open this up. So this is kind of your standard look for the standard edition. It's a 2-column text with center column cross-references, and then your textual notes are going to be at the bottom of the right column. Here's that theme color, so we know that's the going in. So the chapter titles, the page headings, this line right here separates the text from the study notes. So there are over 21,000 study notes. Some of them are for specific verses, some of them are for specific passages. So down here you can see we are in Psalm 32. We have a little note that's for 8 through 10. So that's a little note about this little passage, this little section, 3 verses. And then you have, there's 9. So you also, and 10. You also get specific notes for individual verses. So they put a collection of verses before they do the individual verse notes. There's those different key themes that we saw, the little different symbols to kind of help you know what that note's about. This is the general look and feel of this Bible. It is, in the standard edition, a 9-point NIV comfort print type. If you don't know what that means, the NIV comfort print is a custom typeface designed by 2K Denmark for the NIV Bibles by Zondervan. So you get that font, really comfortable, easy to read. It's a 9-point font. It's really great. If you got the large print edition of this Bible, it's going to be a 10.5-point font. And if you get the personal size edition, it's going to drop down to a 7.5-point font. I found this really comfortable. It's a 9-point font in the text, and these textual notes, the study notes, are about a 7-point font down here. You see, they do have to use very thin paper, but there's not a lot of ghosting. That you're going to notice that the most, like on a page like this, you see a little bit of that image because there's a full color image on the other side of that page that comes through. That's one thing to note, is that this is a full color Bible. So a page like this, they've got an image in here that goes above the text, and they've kind of designed this. One of the things that they did was they just did a full overhaul of the layout and the design. So sometimes the articles, the images, the maps will come above the scriptural text. Sometimes they'll come down in the study notes. So if I just flip through this for a moment, you'll see little images everywhere throughout the Bible. And you may have noticed that when I did this with my old edition from 95, you didn't see nearly as many of these. So they've updated it several times along the way. I'm just trying to see if I can get to another one. So there's one in the middle of the text, in the column of the text. So all of these different charts, illustrations, and maps come in the text, as well as those 125 articles you'll find along the way that kind of give you more insight. It's like taking the study notes and then expanding them with the different articles. There you see a couple of full-page sections of maps back here in 2 Kings. I mean, it just looks really sharp. It's easy to read, really beautiful in a lot of different places. So I'm going to go back here to the index of the articles, and And so I can show you what one of those looks like. So articles. So 2 Samuel, Hannah's prayer is on page 429. So I'm going to go to page 429. I'm going to show you. Here's Hannah's prayer. So that's what an article looks like. It's got this heading, the passage that it's referenced, and it's just a short article about that. There's another one. I saw one on this page. So there's 3 within the matter of 4 pages. Those are what the articles look like. So you get the article. See, this one comes at the top of the biblical text. This one comes at the bottom of the study notes. I like that this Bible is designed like this, where it's not just everything's in the exact same spot. It's really well laid out. It's thoughtfully designed. It feels like it mixes things up a little bit, which I really like. You do see it's a paragraph text in the paragraph portions of the Bible, and then in the poetic sections, you do get a poetic typesetting. Really, really beautiful. So I'm going to keep moving us through here. Same thing. Again, the color accent changes as you move into the prophetic books. Then we get to the New Testament. As with most study Bibles, this one does include a time between the testaments section. If I can get to the end of Malachi, I will show you that. So you get from Malachi to Christ, the time between the testaments. That's a really good article about the history and the literature. Social developments. This is really great. And then you get the chronology of the New Testament before you get into here. So again, a section heading to the Gospels in the early church. Really good information. A book introduction to the Gospel of Matthew, including an outline, detailed information, and then you get into the text itself. You will notice that in the New Testament, it's red letter. It's kind of a medium tone. It's not super bright. It's not pink. It's almost like a burnt orange, kind of brownish tone to the red letter text. It's really nice. It sits well in the text amongst everything else. I will say that. Again, really easy to read. Let me just bring this up here so you can kind of take a look. 9-point font in this one, getting down into a 7-point font for the study notes. And the whole goal here is as you're reading the Bible, you then jump down here and you read what these scholars are helping you to understand the context, to understand the history, to understand the meaning, to understand how it applies to your life. That's the benefit of a study Bible like this. So I talked about the fact that we have over 21,000 study notes, over 125 articles, the book intros, the outlines, the in-text charts, illustrations, and maps, the fact that it is red letter. When you get to the New Testament, at the end of Revelation, you have a section of study helps. You get a table of weights and measures. You get an index to the notes. So you had the contents, the table of contents for the notes up front by book. And this is an index. And so that basically means anytime one of the notes mention one of these names in the index or in a chart or anything like that, you can come back here. So if you say, hey, I want to know anytime there's a note or anything about anointing, look there, there's all the different passages where you're going to find a study note or a table or a chart about that sort of thing. So that's the index to the notes. And then you get a traditional concordance. This is the comprehensive NIV concordance, fully loaded, all of the different locations where these phrases, these terms are used. And then one thing I love about this Bible is that Zondervan made this one with Bible maps on Bible paper. Look at that. These maps look fantastic, and they're on this really beautiful coated, they're not on glossy cardstock. They probably did that because they wanted to just keep this Bible as thin as possible because it's such a thick Bible, but these look fantastic. I would love to see these exact paper Bible maps show up in all of the different editions from Zondervan because these look and feel absolutely great. So there you have it. That's the NIV Study Bible fully revised edition. I would love to know what you think about this. Maybe you have a copy of the NIV Study Bible from years past and you want to leave a comment and let us know what you like about this one or how you see that it's different. Or maybe if you have questions about this Bible, please leave those in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. In the description of this video, you can find links to where you can purchase a copy of the NIV Study Bible and anything else that I mentioned in this video. You can also check that out at BibleReviewBlog.com, where I have more great photos and a full write-up of the NIV Study Bible. Definitely check Bible Review Blog out on Instagram and Facebook. We have a great community out there that's chatting about the Bible, and I've started to make reels and things like that, just having a really fun time out there on social media. And while you're here on YouTube, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I've got a lot of great Bible content like this already on my channel and a lot more coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.